Did you lock your truck?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Welcome back to Anything Outdoors with Steve. I found somebody crazy enough to go with me. We're going down this trail here to our camp. And we've got about 10 below right now. There we go. Got 10 below right now. And we're gonna set up, well, he's gonna test his gear. I'm gonna set up a makeshift survival shelter just to see if it works. So behind me, I've got the sled of gear, and I'll set up a tripod as we get going here. It's so cold, the trees are popping. So if you're really quiet, you can hear them going bang, bang all throughout the woods. It's really crazy. We've got nice clear skies, so I'm going to set up the GoPros for a time lapse if they survive it. They don't like the cold temperatures. And we will see what we can capture. My face is already freezing up. I can feel my whiskers. The only reason I didn't shave. And it is amazing how taxing it is moving in the cold air. I've got plenty of layers. I'm just wearing a single pair of gloves right now though. All right, here's our gear. I cheated and I split some firewood at home. So I'm gonna do a stacked fire here. I've got some additional firewood. This is the only thing that's gonna be keeping me warm throughout the night. He, on the other hand, he's got a tent. What do you have? Sleeping bag, a heater,
Yeah,
buddy heater,
cable TV.
cable TV, kitchen sink, full bathroom.
Cocoa.
Yeah, I didn't bring any cocoa. I was gonna bring some spiced rum. Oops.
I did bring whiskey though.
Yeah, so this is our gear. So this is my pack. Again, I'm cheating. Normally, if you were doing a survival shelter, you'd be going around the trees. And of course, you can't really see very well, but the trees don't have a whole lot of loft to them. So I'd have to go to these live pine trees that are back here. And you'll see better when I get the flashlight set up. And you have to go to those live pine trees, cut off a bunch of pine boughs, and you can go ahead and get set up if you want, but you have to cut up a bunch of pine boughs and make a layer for you to sleep on, and it's got to be lofted up a good foot, so when you sit on it or lay on it, it crushes down and you've got a good 6 inches of loft still above the ground. I was going to clear off the snow, but instead I decided to bring just a blue tarp. So I'm going to lay down a blue tarp and I'm going to string a line between this little cut off tree here and the bigger tree here. And hopefully I can get that line taut enough to hold up my shelter. Otherwise I'll have to revisit this whole idea and come up with plan B. Sean's gear weighs about 70 pounds. Mine is about 25, including camera gear. First time ever. So I've just got a couple blankets. A plastic sheet will be my shelter, Mylar, and some poncho liners. So I'm using a poncho liner on the backside as insulation, and Mylar sheet to reflect the heat from the fire back towards me. And the plastic sheet will hopefully act as a greenhouse. I've got a couple thermometers that I brought with, so I can have one outside and one inside. So as we light up the fire and get things set up, I'll throw the thermometer in before I even get in and see what the temperature difference is. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this for right now. Well, no, I'm gonna keep it going. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig out my tripod. Once I get a tripod set up, then I can go hands-free. It's gonna be a little better. My wife is texting, saying good luck. I offered for her to come with, and she said I am crazy and I deserve everything that's coming to me. Weird. And she says, oh, she's texting the wrong person. That's funny. She still said I'm crazy. All right, get some thermometers set up here. Get a temperature going. And once I get a tripod, this will be a lot better video. Let's see here. Dig, dig, dig. Ah, yes. Oh, wrong tripod. That's the GoPro. So this is the making of a video. So I will also be filming the video once I get set up here. I'm wondering if this will go sideways. Okay, we'll see here. Hopefully it's not orientation locked. Here we go. Oh, you're gonna set up right behind me? Yeah, I'm gonna string right here. So if you go right there, that'd be perfect. Yep, right in that flashlight zone. That would work. All right. And I will get some lights for the camera. I started the live stream too soon. Wow. Everything is cold. Why is everything so cold? The thermometer's still dropping. There we go. Here. Reconnecting. There we go. Whew. Fingers are frozen already. Just having them out of gloves for a few seconds. Let's see if I can get this balanced now. There we go. Whew. Right now, let's get this tilted up. Right now we've got negative 10 degrees. As soon as the thermometer gets stable, I'll show you. All here over. As soon as I get the string line up, it'll make a change of footing and stuff that a little more difficult. There we go. Scene set. Welcome back to Anything Outdoors with Steve. Today we're doing something a little crazy. We are going to set up in negative 10 degrees right now. It's going to drop down to maybe 15 or 20 below Fahrenheit. I'm going to do a makeshift survival shelter. I got somebody that's crazy enough to come along with me. His name is Sean. He saw him on the Stevens Lake hike, labeled "It's never too late to start hiking." So he decided to join with me because he wanted to test his gear. So what I'm doing is I'm just setting up a makeshift survival shelter. This is just using a plastic sheet. And on the back side, I've got Mylar, and a blanket just to kind of help insulate against thermal loss. So I'm using the blanket being a poncho liner. I'm covering myself up with a poncho liner, and instead of cutting a bunch of tree boughs, I'm gonna go ahead and use an air mattress. So I am cheating. So I'm not gonna get all sappy and stuff, and I'm not attacking a bunch of trees. Right now it is so cold that you can hear the trees popping and snapping in the background every so often. So as things get settled down, you might be able to hear that here and there, but that's what we're hearing is trees popping and snapping from the cold as they're expanding and blowing apart. So I'm gonna start stringing my stuff up, and he's already getting set up behind me. I'm gonna set up a few more flashlights so we've got better light. I mentioned this is nuts. My GoPro is freezing up.
I was wondering if that would be a problem.
Yeah, it might be.
I've never set this tent up before. So
What's that?
I've never set this tent up before.
Well, it's even better.
I'm just guessing. I've seen it set up, but
I've seen it done a million times. Actually, I'm going to save a couple of those branches for the fire. There we go. That's the best part, is learning how to set it up for the first time ever. How's that for light?
pretty badass, like a production.
Full production. All right, I'm going to slide our gear towards us. Tell you what, it's a lot easier to hike with all your gear in a sled and you just tow it behind you. And at least until you go uphill, then it's a whole different story. Boy. How'd you think it's doing?
Actually, not bad.
Good. As long as you keep moving, it's not bad. Everything's so cold. The thermometer's still trying to get settled in, so I don't have an accurate temperature yet. This is just my ground cloth, so I don't have to dig out the snow, because I'm being lazy. Something about it being, I don't know, really cold. There we go. I think that'll work. All right. So I'm just using jet line.
Like that?
It's maybe 50 pounds, but it's strong enough to hold up what I'm doing. The question is how high can I go? Is that just a one man?
It's actually, technically yes, but you could fit 2 people in here.
Well, don't be getting any ideas.
I don't know.
It's all about survival now.
Hopefully we don't have to eat each other. But you just ate 2 hours ago. Yeah, well.
Really?
I'm hungry.
Who is this? Oh, this is Bob. I like Bob. Who said this was a good idea?
Huh?
I said, who said this was a good idea?
Actually, nobody said it.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Did you hear a rumor that somebody said it was a good idea?
Yeah, I've heard rumors. Okay. I believe I've got a winner. That means I'll go a little closer to my fire here. Yeah, it works. Yeah. So what we're doing is a 0.7 mil 9x12 plastic sheet. This will be my shelter. 0.7 mil 9x12. I did bring 2 of them just in case it's not enough, and I think I will be using both. These things weigh about 4 ounces, 6 ounces. It's not much weight. So if you're backpacking and you want an easy shelter, this could be something that works. I don't know for sure, because I'm gonna find out. Being a 9x12, by the time it touches the ground, you're already losing a lot of material. So I want the front of the material just to barely touch the ground. That way I've got enough to drag all the way back to the back side of the shelter here as kind of a lean-to style. And also, we've got isobutane. You know what happens to this when it gets below 32? Our thermometer is still getting settled down. We're at 0.5 right now. 0.5 degrees. So you already know this isn't going to work. So I'm going to put that in the snow. Let it cool down. This will be the back side of my shelter. Just a poncho liner. And since I know tape won't stick in the cold, I taped this up at home. So I've got a Mylar sheet with poncho liner. This will act as an insulator and a reflector. And it will also weigh down my little ridge line here quite a bit. I'm tying knots with gloves. Oh. There we go. Down. Tying knots with gloves. Yes. Probably end up gonna have to retie the hitch knot. Yeah, sure am. All right, round two. So the premise behind this video is a staged, if you got lost hiking, temperatures are dropping, and so I'm not lost. I know how to get out. But the temperatures are dropping rapidly. And my face is frozen already. My hands are freezing. I can't tie knots. But you have to do it without gloves. And even then, my fingers are so cold I can barely tie these. All right. fingers to work. This is nuts. Okay. Try this. So in a situation like this, I wouldn't wait until it's, what are we, about 11 o'clock now? So I wouldn't wait until 11 o'clock to start setting up. I would have set up a lot earlier. But I also wouldn't have set up in the light either, because I would not have entertained the idea that I am lost. You kind of just keep going, thinking that you'll find your way out, until you realize you're not finding your way out. So that's the inevitable truth whenever you're in a situation like this. My coat already has frost on it. This is nuts. Too small. That's what she said. Go. Get the GoPro going before it freezes up. Oh. And it turned off. Wow. I think, yeah, it's too cold for the GoPros. There we go.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, this one's froze.
Maybe once you get the heat going.
I know. So the GoPro is actually frozen.
Dude, I wish I would have paid more attention to how this thing goes.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you know, you want to figure out how a tent goes together right.
Yeah. You always want to wait until you're needing it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Then you start
Yeah. Yep. This GoPro is frozen. So I'm gonna have to stick it in my pocket, warm it up. So that's kind of the nice thing about the GoPro 11 is you don't have to have it as warm. We told ourselves that we would start the fire first too. And here we are setting up without the fire. All right. I'm not sure if you heard that, but that was a tree branch popping behind us. All right. We have negative 6.7 on the thermometer as it's still dropping. And I'm warming it up 5.8 now. Just me holding it, warming it up. Everywhere behind us, all we hear is just trees popping. hands warm again. All right, now I've got to stake out this, and I can finally wrap my sheet of plastic over top. Oh. Anytime you've got an improvised shelter, it takes way longer to set up. It is not a quick, easy pop tent. So Sean will be in his slumber well before I've even got this halfway set. Wow. I cannot tie knots with gloves. What is the deal? Halfway there. There we go. Gloves. Need gloves. Hope everybody's enjoying this from the warmth of their home. All right. Show you the first stage here. Up close. Okay. You can see the thermometer, -6.9, and it's still slowly dropping. So this is what I have so far. It's just a little A-frame, and that gets wrapped with plastic, and hopefully on all sides. Otherwise I'm going to be really cold. And as you can tell by the frost on my chest and on my face, I'm already really cold. As long as I'm moving, it's not bad. Nope. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's not right.
Looks good.
Yeah,
That's all that matters.
I feel like it's like when you put something together and there's screws left over and you're like, I feel like there was extra parts meant something, but
Aren't you supposed to have spare parts though?
it looks frumpy.
Yeah, your spare parts, bud. I kind of get the feeling that your spare parts are going to look a lot better than my spare parts.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go against that necessarily. Yeah.
You're not arguing that theory? Yeah. Super lightweight plastic. This would not hold up in a storm at all. So if you had any rain, you'd be battling wind, it's over. You'd have to make this thing so much smaller. It is not going to be durable. And I already tore it. So we have an opening right in the middle here. Go. And when I'm all done, so that's what we have. When I'm all done, I'm gonna weigh out the two corners on the tarp and then bundle up the ends so that way wind doesn't blow through. But that's essentially the extent of my shelter tonight. The thermometer has dropped down to -8.9 and still dropping. And real soon my GoPro is going to turn off because it's too cold. I'm surprised this phone's still going. This video might only be the live stream left. So I'm going to set this guy right here. Sorry? Yeah, it says 2% on the GoPro.
Oh man, I wonder if it's because
It is. Yep. More popping back there. That's crazy. Let's get this guy right back here. There we go. Tell you what, I can't wait for that fire. Okay. I'm gonna look around for some rocks or something. Frozen. Everything is frozen solid. River rock. There we go. Yeah, this is going to be a fragile shelter, that's for sure. Guess you can't really see the frost that well. The whole front of me is covered in frost. So cold I can't even feel the tape. Gotta warm it up. And I almost broke the cardinal rule. Cardinal rule being always place your car keys in the same spot. So at least you can get out. go. Give you a look at what we've got here. All right. GoPro just froze up, so it goes in the pocket. Yeah, this is fun. You can see all the frost crystals on me. All right, so I've just got rocks laid out on the back side. A log would work too. I could saw up a branch, put it on the back. This is what Sean's got. He's got a 2-layer top.
Light fighter.
What brand?
Light fighter.
Light Fighter. So he's got a bivy sack, it looks like. Oh, sleeping bag liner.
Yeah, it's a 3-part. It's like a military style sleeping bag. So
Yeah.
you got a control bag, inner liner, and then the bivy cover. Supposedly -40.
Somebody's gonna be warmer than somebody else. Okay. So I've got a 2-layer as well. So when I'm done, I'm gonna place some rocks along the front here too, just to keep the plastic from blowing. And also bunch up this corner a little better. But you kind of get the idea. I just lay inside, and that is my home. So I'm gonna grab some more rocks and get ready for that section of it. So that way I've got them already pre-established. So it's gonna be boring still. Once we get our fire going, it'll be a little more exciting, just not much.
Dude, you look like Frosty the Snowman.
I know.
You have a frozen beard.
Frozen beard. My
Looks like a movie.
front side is frozen. Look at this. That's how much I'm sweating.
Oh, dude, sweating. You don't want to do that.
I know. But so the beauty about the sweat being on the outside. Now I'm dry again. Wow. I wonder if that came through on the camera. See if Mr. GoPro's warmed up enough. Otherwise, we'll be swapping batteries. Can't get it out of my pocket. There we go. Let's see here. 0%. That's funny. So there's my home. Cozy. And negative 9.7, and the thermometer's freezing up. I don't know how cold it'll go, but I think we'll find out is when it stops working. There we go. I don't know who's still watching. This has got to be the most boring video ever.
Yeah, but if I was at home, I would. It's like when you're watching a prison documentary. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh man, get the popcorn. I'm glad I'm not there right now.
I'm glad I'm not watching, or not living it.
You know, you never know. For somebody, it could be like a train wreck video. You just can't turn away.
Let's try another battery. GoPro battery goes in the pocket, and we'll try this one. There we go. This one says. This one says it's too cold to even work. Yeah, too cold to even work. Okay, try another one. Warm it up in my hands first. There we go. That battery. -9.7. It's crazy. Okay. Next up, air pad. I'm cheating with an air pad. So this is my hammock air pad because I've got the lay flat Amuk hammock. This is my hammock air pad because I've got the lay flat Amuk hammock. And being that it's this cold, you don't dare blow it up with your breath. And also being that it's this cold, nothing wants to work right. Gotta warm it up so I can open it. There it goes. Whew. Come on, get stable. So I got this little tiny pump. Fill her up. Luckily, being this cold, the air is so dry that you're not going to get any moisture in there. And it shouldn't take long, but the battery is already low on this guy too. Everything this cold, anything battery operated, it doesn't want to work. I do have a secondary way to fill this up if this dies. frost on these. Nothing wants to work right. Woo. Fighting the cameras too much. Hopefully this holds air, otherwise I'm going to be really cold. Back to cutting limbs. What's that?
Solar light.
Nice. Sean's got a cute little light. There we go. Wow. Every couple minutes of your skin exposed just aches. Okay, next up, get my frozen gloves back on. So what I have is some boots for my feet, another pair of gloves, some nice thick loose fitting socks to go with these boots. And in case I get too sweaty, I brought a second hat, which is going to fall on the ground here. There it is. And this is my blanket for the night. Just a poncho liner. And that, hopefully, is going to keep me warm. Yeah, that's what I've got too. The UCO candle.
Yeah, aren't those sweet?
And the... So both Sean and I have brought the UCO candle holder. It's a enclosed, sealed up candle, so you're not going to catch stuff on fire. It comes with a little drop chain. So the distance that this drop chain lowers it is far enough away that it doesn't melt anything up here. So off a ridge line of a tent, this might actually work to keep you warm a little bit, but we're talking 1 BTU,
Yeah.
3 BTUs.
Yeah.
I think our thermal loss is going to be much greater than that.
We're about to test it out.
Yes,
And if that doesn't work, Mr. Buddy.
Mr. Buddy.
My buddy, my buddy.
Okay. Now, all of you are going to be eager to see this, I'm sure. This can, it's actually got frost on the bottom. We're going to see if this lights up at -10. Little MSR Pro, not a sponsor yet. Okay, let's see if it self-ignites. Look at that.